Are we going to follow now in round 3? It's Szpar against Lazavik, 2 top players.
Yeah, 2 very strong players. We've seen Szpar against some of the other top players here in Title Tuesday in previous weeks. Lazavik, we just saw him. Very nice endgame technique in the previous game. And early days here, it's the RUY LOPEZ, the Spanish opening, as the white bishop coming out, making a bit of a journey, provoking some weaknesses in the black camp. Sooner or later, white will try and strike in the center, and this will enter very, very well-known waters. This is very classical stuff, showing mutual respect, both players playing their A-list repertoire here. This is the plan for white. In the meantime, black might be thinking about breaking out himself.
Denis Lazavik is a 19-year-old grandmaster from Belarus, and he is exceptionally good in Title Tuesday. He's won it 12 times, and he is on 2 out of 2 points so far today with the black pieces here in this game.
And I think what's telling there is, in order to win an event like Title Tuesday in 12 times, like you say, it's not just about having the rating online and being able to beat your opponent over the board. There will come a point today, and there is a point every Title Tuesday, where scoreboard pressure starts to get to you a bit. If you're a point behind, or even if you're ahead of the field and you're trying to preserve a half a point lead, being able to not lose your edge under pressure and don't, resist the urge to play conservatively when you don't have to and stuff like that. Lazavik is very good at maintaining his mental composure and not giving in to those sort of temptations, where many other players, I'm sure, would be very tempted to try and preserve something when it could actually be even better.
Yeah, that's my biggest weakness, John, in chess. Very, very kind of inclined towards being conservative.
Hey, I wish that was my biggest weakness. Don't you worry about that.
Well, yeah, as you say, Lazavik doesn't tilt. He's very focused, very in tune with the positions. If it comes time to just fight for a draw, he'll fight for a draw. If he gets a chance to press, he'll do the same. I am a bit worried about Szpar's clock here. Still very early days. Nothing major has happened. There's still yet to be a clash between the 2 armies. Yet somehow he's a minute and a half down as we see him appear. Looks like he's streaming.
Yeah.
Talking into the microphone. Yeah, early days, but the clock does worry me.
Milosz Szpar from Poland, a grandmaster at 23 years old, rated on FIDE at 2,500. But on chesscom, you guys, in Online Blitz, almost 3,000. He is exceptionally great in this format, and he loves Title Tuesday. He's playing all game weeks. This is the 8th time we see him in Split 1.
We see the first exchange of minor pieces, bishops coming off. The eval bar says slightly better for black because black will be the one to conquer the center and connect 4. And yeah, it just feels like white's attack fizzling out. This looks very good for Denis Lazavik right now.
I wanted to ask you a question about that actually, David, because well, not this exact position, but I play the RUY LOPEZ myself, and rule number 1 always is don't give up the light squared bishop. So when that was the first minor piece off the board for white, I was sat here thinking, unless there's an immediate tactic on the board, what am I missing here?
You're not missing anything, I think, is the answer. Tactics were the idea. That's the only reason that white knight would post up, but it's fighting a battle on its own. And wow, stepping back where it just came from, that is not a good sign. Retreat mode, 2 minutes down. This
What's
is like
the alternative? Like, is that knight just repositioning to e4, hopefully, and there's something a bit more active coming by? But with f5 on the cards, I'm a little bit worried that that's not quick enough.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think there were no good alternatives, and that's what they say, in a bad position, there are no good moves. Essentially, he's just waiting. Sooner or later, the black knight might land in the center.
Yep.
Sooner or later, black might just build that f5 move you mentioned, gain even more space. Already on the queen side, controlling a lot of squares. He could do the same on both flanks.
Now, I'll ask the dangerous question here. If white's retreating knights on the king side of the board, things aren't quite going to plan over here. You do have that open A file. Does white have enough time to mount any sort of attack, stacking the rooks on the A file and taking it from there?
Yes. I'm going to say skeptically, yes.
Skeptically, yes. Okay.
The thing is, there aren't so many invasion points, and right now, white's rook has access to only 1 square in the black camp. This can be evicted by one of the black knights, for example, maybe even coming forward.
Oh.
And there we see play is actually switching towards the center, towards the king side. The white knights, I quite like what he's done with them. He's got a very juicy outpost to sit on near the black king now, Szpar, but it might not save him if the clock continues to tick as ominously down as it has been doing. Denis Lazavic's weighing up when to break, how to break in the center. His pieces look so perfectly centralized for black, but he's still biding his time for now. He knows he doesn't need to rush Denis Lazavic.
See, the chess player in me wants to say that, Kaya, this is a fantastic example of, oh, I do wish we had a little bit of increment. Because the Roy Lopez player in me is going, this is actually really interesting. How is White going to be able to execute these ideas? Oh, he might not, because it's a minute and a half, place 3.5.
Yeah, he is on trouble on the clock, Milosz Szpar. 1.5 minutes left against Denis Lazavic. More than 3 minutes, and Lazavic is known to be one of the fastest players in online chess.
Yeah, very fast, very decisive. White now suddenly much better. He's won a pawn in that little transaction there. He grabbed 2 pawns with the white queen. The black rook has just captured 1 back, so White is up a pawn. And, he goes passive. That's not a good sign.
What was
Normally,
the move?
top players want to go active. Maybe there, John, was your idea of counterattacking, trying to hit that black knight.
Whoa.
Finally, the white rook would have had some backup. That looks like it might have been the way forward. Instead, this white rook is not so happy just defending its mere bishop.
I'll tell you what, though, leaving the bishop hanging like that, I think the best way I would have described that decision would be emotional. I'm not sure I could bring myself to play that move on the chessboard.
Yeah, that was difficult, especially with just 1 minute left. But we continue. He's still better. He's still up a pawn. There were other moves in the position too. Denis Lazavic now is trying to fight back by creating a pin on the c file. I was going to say, this pawn is pinned, so this move probably not possible, but he's so desperate at the 1 minute mark to try and simplify that he rushes forward. And look at this, it's another sacrifice, only short term though. If there are trades, then at the very end, the white queen will be able to retake this knight and get closer to the black king. That's very, very clever, but there's so much to calculate here. Surely he doesn't have enough time.
Conceptually, the thing I'm struggling to resolve with this position is White's using the pieces that are attacking the enemy king, and through these trades, trading them off for pieces that aren't necessarily directly defending. So from that logic alone, it feels like the attack's fizzling out a bit.
It does, although apparently black has only 1 move to keep the balance, and that is to capture one of the white knights. It's a bit of a 50-50. It's to capture this knight. It wasn't played. And suddenly the bar, much, much better for white again. So many good moves in this position. But one, maybe the most attractive for me would be to bring the knight forward, hit this black rook, and also cut the connect. He plays it. Very natural move. He cuts the connection between the black queen and this pawn. He's going to be a pawn up, 2 pawns up even, with a big attack.
Wow. Much better now on the bar, Milosz Szpar. What, less than 1 minute on the clock. We have seen wins for Magnus. We have seen wins for Hikaru in round 3. The top dogs are back. It's all about winning this game now for these 2 players, both on 2 out of 2 points heading into round 3.
But don't forget, 40 seconds plays a minute and a half. That's got to be worth a pawn or 2 as well, right?
Wow.
So it is absolutely not straightforward at all. Those knights are complete menaces. But now they're in danger of being completely swapped off. So the question is, can he convert after this gets simplified?
Whoa.
Whoa.
We've just seen a crazy move. Queen to f5. This knight can capture the queen.
Very cute.
This is very tricky. The idea is that the black knight is pinned, so the white rook will get to the top of the board and slide behind with a checkmating idea. That is very, very tricky. And now the black knight can actually capture the queen. Maybe he's contemplating taking this rook instead, but that will walk into all sorts of discover checks, double checks. This is wild. 25 seconds. Good luck calculating this.
Would you take the queen?
I probably would have done, but I'm not as brave a player as Szpar here, clearly. And he's taken a knight, a check. Wow, I'm struggling to get the words out because this is such a crazy position. He gives up his queen in a different way. And now rook takes rook, check. It's been a blunder. It's rook and 2 pieces versus just a queen. Not just that, but the black pawn is going to win this game if white isn't careful.
Blundering in huge time trouble here, Milosz Szpar. Denis Lazavic could be about to win this game.
Oh, I think he just missed that the black pawn was going to decide this one. Sneaky threat of checkmate. This can be blocked, though. It can be prevented by the black rook, which is now going to slide behind its pawn. New queen. Game over. Denis Lazavic's going to get the win.
Will it be on the clock or will it be on the board? We see the red clock for Szpar is ticking to 0, and it is a win for Denis Lazavic in a crazy game. That eval bar jumped back and forth. Was it eventually the clock that got to Milosz Szpar?
Yeah, it definitely was the clock. Really cunning play from Denis